when Alan first came, he was saying something like, "Do you have any coffee, or cocoa, or And I told him, "No, we don't eat those here. It's not very healthy. We got carob." He's like, "Oh, what's that?" And so I said, "Yeah." So we it's real easy. We'll just get some hot water here, and so carob is what John the Baptist was eating. The Bible says he ate locusts and wild honey, and he wasn't spending like all his days chasing grasshoppers. The locust bean, of course, he was eating it fresh from the tree, but this is from the locust bean. It's been roasted, and then it's been ground into a really fine powder, and so you can make it like really strong and thick if you want, or you can make it thinner. And put some honey in here. And Joel's gonna try it out. Joel's from South Carolina, and he's been working hard today. And so, Joel, if you don't like this, just tell me, and I'll drink it because it won't go to waste.
All right.
I think he's gonna like it.
Yeah, he's adventurous.
Rachel's over here salivating.
Mix it up and all that.
Yeah, you'll want to stir it and make sure that honey. Sometimes the honey wants to just fall to the bottom. So, yep, that's how you make it.
All right, let's see what Joel thinks.
Is it real hot? No. If you don't like it,
no.
Just say so, because that'll be more for me.
No, it's hot.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah. So we try to stay here. We try to stay away from the coffee and cocoa because of the caffeine in it.
And sugar.
Yeah. So John the Baptist was eating honey and wild locust. So the locust that he was eating was from the locust tree, or the carob tree. And the carob tree has like a pod, and the outside part of it you can eat, and it's really sweet. But the bean itself, once the fruit is removed, they take like the seed. There's a seed inside of it. They roast that seed and they grind it into powder. Carob is a good source of iron. It has some protein in it. It's very nutritious. So Mom would take carob, and she would take like coconut, unsweetened coconut, chopped up, and she'd mix that together with something else. Do you know what she did?
Mm-mm.
And there she put some like peppermint oil in it for flavor. Maybe sometime I can get Mom to like share the recipe. But anyway, it was like a coconut treat that was kind of like a fudge. But it wasn't like a healthy treat. But.
Nice.
All right, so Rachel and Rebecca, you want some? Okay.
Is that good or what's
Yeah.
Do better.
It's like a little bit more sweetness.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always add more honey. Okay. Now we're gonna make us a thick carob drink. And see, chocolate has the cocoa being it has a very bitter taste, and so you have to add a lot of sugar in order to make chocolate taste good. So carob doesn't really have that bitter taste to it, so it doesn't take as much sweetener to make the carob taste good. And if you have a wound, honey, raw honey is a very good thing to put on it. I had a wound that had 13 stitches in it, and so I told the doctor, he's like, he wanted to give me some antibiotics. And I told him, no. I said, I'll put raw honey on the wound. He said, well, you could put pasteurized honey on there, but do not put raw honey on there because that could introduce you to botulism. Do not do that. And so I said, I'm not going to take the antibiotic. I said, I'll put a charcoal poultice on it. He said, well, you know, it's normal to have a little bit of pus coming from each stitch, you know, where the stitches are. He said, that's normal. He said, don't be concerned, but if it gets really red and angry and hot, come and see us, you know, ASAP. And so I put a charcoal poultice on it, and I never saw one drop of pus. And it healed up, like, incredibly fast. Incredibly fast.
How often did you have to do the poultice?
I did it twice, I believe. But it's ideal to change the poultice like every 3 hours. You can leave it on overnight, but okay. So okay. Put enough honey into you girls tonight and you'll stay up late and be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed like a couple barn owls. Stay up and woo, 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 woo. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just put this lid on, and then I'm going to shake it up really well. Mix all that honey in there, because it wouldn't really be fair if Rebecca drank all off the top and then Rachel got all the honey at the bottom. So we got to shake it up so everybody gets an equal amount of honey. What do you think? I mean, hey, if you don't like it, just say so. That'll be more for me. There you go.
What do you think?
I benefit greatly from the pickiness of the Kane family because they bring me stuff they don't like, and I really like it. I've eaten a lot of meals.
Yeah, I remember one time I made this carrot cake, and we were like, this is horrible. What are we going to do with this? So we gave it to Titus, and he's like, oh, that carrot cake you brought over, it was so delicious. What do you think? Not as sweet as you're used to.
I benefited from the fact that Rebecca decided she didn't like hers, so it was kind of like a 2-stroke engine, you know, 2 glasses, you know. But anyway, I forgot to put the salt in.
Oh.
So Rachel likes hers now. If we put a little bit of salt in there, she'll probably like it better. But I like it better with a little bit of salt in it. You want me to put a little bit of salt in there for you? Okay.
Himalayan salt.
Yep. We don't want to put too much salt in there, but just enough. Let me get you a spoon and you can stir it around just a little bit. Okay, Jeremiah, please don't play with the glass there. But you can play with this. There you go. Does it taste a little different? About the same?
I don't know.
Does it taste good? You told me you wanted to start drinking it every day, so I think it tastes pretty good to you.
There's some people that will tell you that, oh, don't eat salt. Stay away from salt. But whoever they are, they don't have common sense. My horses, when on a hot day, they will sweat so much that you'll, like Standfast is jet black. You'll look at him, and once that sweat dries, they'll be white on him. You take your finger, you lick it off. I've licked it off of him, and it's just pure salt. He sweats so much salt that you can actually taste it and see it. And so humans, we sweat out salt too. And so if you live up in Alaska or something and it's always cold, you don't need that much salt. But if you're in a climate where you're sweating a lot, you need a lot more salt. One day my dad was doing roofing, and you're up on a roof and you're on that hot tar paper, and I mean it is so hot there. And so he was just feeling like dizzy and weak, and just he felt horrible, and he thought, you know, I'm low on salt. And he got him some salt and ate him a little bit of salt, and then he felt good. So he had drunk so much water that it diluted his electrolytes. So you definitely need salt in your diet.
What kind of salt are we talking about?
The pink Himalayan salt is good. Your white table salt, they somehow bleach it to make it white, and then they add iodine in it, which I don't know whether your body really assimilates the synthetic iodine that well. So if you're low in iodine, it's better to try to eat seaweed or get some source of iodine. Yeah, like pink Himalayan salt is very good. If you put too much salt on your ground, it can mess things up. But if you feed good like I feed Redmond salt to my horses, which is just naturally mined salt out of Utah. Then my horses eat that. Then when they take a leak, that salt goes on the land, and then that remineralizes. So I've got minerals from Utah here on my farm now, and it enriches the soil in that way. And then whatever minerals was in the salt, you eat that tomato, and that tomato went in there to that manure and sucked up those minerals from that manure. So you get minerals through that way. But some farmers will take sea salt. I've got some Mennonite farmer friends that will take sea salt and dilute it to a certain extent, and then they'll spray it on their produce. They're organic farmers, and so there's pores in the leaves that they call that foliar feeding, and it will take that salt and suck that salt up. So you can feed your plants in that way as well.